Hello and welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Caleb Aguayo. A new change for the City of Priceville Police Department's pursuit policy. It comes in the wake of a deadly high-speed crash just last month that killed 17-year-old Tristan Hollis and sent 3 other teens to the hospital. Today, they remain in serious condition. It all happened after police officer Gary Chapman chased suspect Archie Hale all the way into Hartselle, where Hale crashed into the teen's minivan. After a failed attempt to terminate Chapman for allegedly failing to assess the danger of the chase, the department is now directing all officers to stay in Priceville's jurisdiction. The Priceville Police Department is changing its policy to keep officers in the city's jurisdiction, a change spurred by a month of deliberation over a high-speed chase that left several injured and 1 dead. According to Hartselle's police chief, Alan McDermott, officers have to continually take a look at the circumstances that lead to a chase.
What did they do for me to continue this pursuit? And if situations change, if speeds change, and it becomes more dangerous, and you feel as the officer in pursuit of that vehicle that your pursuit is causing more danger by being behind them, then the officers need to disengage.
That's the situation that Officer Gary Chapman found himself in just last month. Chapman continued to chase into Hartselle, something Priceville police have said should have ended on the interstate. The department tried to fire Chapman for failing to follow department policy, but the Priceville City Council overturned that decision earlier this week. According to Chapman's attorney, Scott Morrow, the department's previous directive gave officers the discretion to follow suspects all the way to the county line. With the new directive, police officers have to stay in their city's jurisdiction.
It really has no impact at all other than to allow criminals to think, oh, if I'm being stopped for running a red light or I'm being stopped for my tag, I'll just drive out of the city limits and they'll quit chasing me.
With the change already taking effect, many are hoping it'll make the streets safer. McDermott says with safety as the #1 priority, every chase goes on a case-by-case basis.
Anytime that there's a vehicle pursuit, especially at high rates of speed, there's always going to be risk of wrecks, injury to people, property, everything. So those situations are evaluated very carefully and closely. They're not taken lightly by our department.
Priceville Police says that's their mission too. Police Chief Jerry Holmes said in a statement to Fox 54 earlier this week, quote, "Any opportunity to enhance our daily operations is beneficial, end quote." Now let's take a look out on Governor's Drive. I'm seeing some of the sunset there, very pretty colors in the sky, some very nice weather coming on. Let's bring in Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman to tell us about the weather heading into this weekend.
It's going to be a fantastic evening for Friday night football across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Maybe just a touch on the warmer end of the spectrum, but we were a little warmer through the course of the afternoon. Temperatures climbed into the mid-80s today. 75 at 7, 73 by 8, 71 by 9, 69 degrees by the time we get to 10 p.m. We're going to be talking about a little bit of cloud cover, but otherwise a mostly clear sky. Now, as we head into Saturday night, early into Sunday morning, we're talking about some changes across the Tennessee Valley. A cold front's going to push its way through the Tennessee Valley, and that's going to bring about the opportunity for some strong or marginally severe thunderstorms to build into our neck of the woods. The biggest concern there going to be the threat for heavy rain and some gusty, damaging winds. General time frame here is going to be 10 p.m. Saturday night through 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Now, because this is kind of an overnight sort of an event, I want you to make sure you have multiple ways to receive your severe weather alerts. Our biggest concerns, like I said, going to be the threat for heavy rain and gusty winds, but there is a very low non-zero threat of a tornado. We'll talk about that in great detail here in just a minute.
Thanks, Jordan. A 4th suspect has been arrested in connection to the October 4th shooting in downtown Montgomery. According to Montgomery police, the 4th suspect, Camonte Hood, was arrested today and taken to the Montgomery County Detention Facility. Hood is being charged with capital murder, 9 counts of assault first degree, and 3 counts of assault. The Montgomery shooting killed 2 people and injured 12 others. Police have made 3 prior arrests in this case. And students at Florence Middle School were dismissed earlier today after a car struck the side of the school building. Florence police say they responded to a crash involving 2 cars around 8:30 this morning, one of the cars hitting the school building. No staff or students were injured, but both drivers were taken to the hospital for treatment, one even airlifted. Their conditions are unknown at this time. New today, the Madison County coroner says there are no signs of foul play in the death of Xavier Chambers. Chambers was last seen October 10th around 8:30 a.m. near Madison Boulevard. HPD was called to check on him while he was walking his dogs, but he could not be found. Multiple agencies have been searching for Chambers and found his body yesterday morning near Madison Boulevard. The preliminary autopsy findings revealed no signs of foul play. More tests are being done to find out how Chambers died. A man killed in a car crash near Leeton yesterday. Aaliyah says the crash happened on Alabama 20 near Pruitt Drive around 3:30 p.m. when a car left the road, struck a culvert, a utility pole, a tree, and then overturned. The driver, Howard Staggs, later died at the hospital. Staggs was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. Aaliyah is now investigating. A man was arrested today after a string of smash-and-grab burglaries. HPD says the first burglary happened Monday at a business on the 1400 block of Memorial Parkway, where a man smashed the front glass door and stole items from the store. 2 days later, 3 more businesses were targeted in the same way. Officers were able to track down and arrest the suspect, Gregory McQuarrie, who is charged with 2 counts of burglary, with more charges pending. The man charged with killing his 18-year-old ex-girlfriend will be tried as an adult. Jonathan Etter was charged with manslaughter when the body of his then-girlfriend was found at his home in April. Court records show that Etter attempted to apply for youthful offender status today, which means he would be tried as a minor, as he was under the age of 21 when he allegedly committed the crime. However, a Limestone County judge denied this request. Etter's arraignment is scheduled for February of next year. 2 men behind bars after drugs were found in their car during a traffic stop. The Morgan County Sheriff's deputies stopped a car without a license plate on Highway 231 in Lacey Spring on Monday. The driver told deputies his license had been suspended for nearly 30 years. A search of the car turned up several kinds of drug paraphernalia. Rodney Wyde and Philip Oakes were arrested and face charges of drug trafficking and illegal possession of prescription drugs. Their bonds are set at $1,900. New tonight, a Coleman County judge is giving attorneys 30 days to decide whether to combine 3 lawsuits stemming from a deadly fishing tournament crash on Smith Lake. The cases center around an April collision you see here. 3 people died when a boat driven by professional angler Flint Davis slammed into another vessel. Davis faces criminal charges, including reckless manslaughter. Attorneys for one family oppose a request from Major League Fishing to delay an exchange of evidence, saying it would hold up the case. The court is expected to decide next month if the lawsuits will be merged before trial. A Lauderdale County woman has filed a lawsuit claiming she was sexually assaulted while in jail. Letitia Southward was in Lauderdale County Detention Center this spring on charges of chemical endangerment of a child, assault, burglary, and domestic assault. She was placed on suicide watch for 3 days, during which time she was put in a turtle suit. The lawsuit claims the suit failed to cover her breasts and genitals. It alleges that a correctional officer forced Southward to expose herself to sexually gratify him. The suit claims that the officer withheld phone calls until Southward bent over, exposing herself to him. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department has not yet made a statement regarding the lawsuit. A new roundabout at Pine Grove and Pettis Road in Madison County is now open to traffic.
Thank you!
Yes, sir.
The Madison County Commissioner Phil Van Diver announced the opening this morning on social media. Van Diver thanked Three Notch Group for the design work, Grayson Carter and Sons for construction, and Madison County engineers for their efforts. The roundabout received its 2nd layer of asphalt earlier this week. The temporary striping has been applied until the asphalt cures, with permanent reflective lines to follow. Yield signs and other roundabout signage are also now in place. A new policy in Madison County is changing how stray animals are handled, but officials say it won't impact how many pets Huntsville Animal Services takes in. Instead, it's meant to improve response times and make sure animals are being cared for in the right place. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala explains.
Huntsville Animal Services says the new Madison County policy won't change how many strays they take in, but it does clarify each agency's role and helps strengthen how the two work together moving forward. The change comes after concerns that Madison County Animal Control was responding to calls outside of its jurisdiction, leading to delays. Under the new policy, the county will only handle animals found within county limits to ensure faster, more efficient service.
Our friends over at Madison County just want to be able to be the
first initial point of contact for animals found outside the city limits of Huntsville. It also ensures that that animal was indeed found within Madison County rather than from an outlier, so that it's all being directed through the appropriate channels.
District 6 Commissioner and Madison County Animal Control Liaison Violet Edwards says the goal isn't to limit intake, but to address overcrowding and make sure every stray animal is properly tracked and cared for.
What we're finding is a lot of the animals have chips, and we can find the owner and return them to their owner, as opposed to them putting themselves or putting their loved ones in danger. Just give us a call and we can return the animal to their owner.
Both agencies say this policy builds a clearer system to reunite lost pets with their owners while reducing confusion across jurisdictions. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
The goal is to streamline services and not to cut back on care. Huntsville Animal Services continues to encourage microchipping and responsible pet ownership to help reduce shelter overcrowding.
We should be helping the American people, not hurting them.
The government shutdown lingers on, entering day 17. Now, protests are planned against the Trump administration over the weekend. We'll tell you more. And Scottsboro Police Department is hosting a benefit, and it's to help one of their own. The details ahead.